Thinking about Miami anytime soon? This is a video you're going to want to see. Welcome back, everyone, to another one of our reviews. And in this one, we're going to be reviewing our time in Miami that we took a month ago for our anniversary. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see the video, I will put a link in the description, as well as we will post a card or end video for that. But before we get started, hit the like and subscribe. We want to be able to reach 1,000 people so we can reach that first goal of the bigger picture. And definitely, we welcome the people that are currently supporting us and the channel. We welcome you to come back and to continue and tell somebody else about our channel so they can support, so we can reach our 1,000 subscriptions. So that way we can help the algorithm and help the channel grow. So let's get into it. We spent 3 nights in Miami. We spent it for our anniversary about a month ago. So we're going to get into the hotel stay, the time at the beach. We attended a Miami Heat game, which I got to run into a celebrity, so to speak. So that's pretty awesome. And the various restaurants we got to dine in, as well as the various clubs and the nightlife we also got into. So we're going to get into it right now. Okay, so let's get into our hotel stay. The hotel that we stayed was the Upsun Hotel and Social Club, formerly known as Urbanica on 5th. So they still have signs out there that say Urbanica on 5th. It's located on 5th and Meridian, which is a great location. So if you happen to book, don't feel like you're gonna get lost if you don't see the actual Upsun sign out there. You don't actually they just went through a rebranding, so I assume those things are gonna change. So don't be alarmed about that. The first thing that I noticed, it is in a great location, and it's walking distance from various places. So if you walk west towards the beach, there's a CVS, there's a Subway on that next block, and then as you keep going, you reach the Strip as well as the beach area on that end. And if you walk east, there's a Target, there's a Walgreens literally on the next street, on the next block, and there's a Total Wine and a Plaza further down next to a Target, a Ross. So there's definitely all these things that you have access to that you could walk. And if you need anything, it's all within walking distance. That's the number one thing that I liked about this hotel. The second thing is, I did love the service. Like, the people are great. They're all Argentinian, by the way. I think it's owned by an Argentinian, but all these people are great. As you walk in, you got your front desk, you got your bar on the left as you walk in, and then you got these pictures of like various people and stuff like that. It's just great images. And then they greet you with a glass of champagne. So I thought that that was a nice touch. And then getting into the rooms are a fairly good size. You know, I got a king bed. There's a balcony in the back. As soon as you walk in and you make a left, the bathroom area looks great. Ladies, the good thing is that the mirrors on the bathroom, they got a rim light on it. So if you plan to do your makeup and stuff like that, all that is very beneficial. So I thought that was great. So the room is definitely great. They got a refrigerator to put all your stuff to keep cold. And so definitely the room is very good. And as you go upstairs on the elevator all the way to the roof, you got the beautiful rooftop pool overlooking the city. That view is very, very nice. I mean, I'll tell you what, though, you can just chill up there. If it's at night, I didn't actually chill up there at night, but we did go up there during the day. So I thought that that was just completely awesome. Just the view of that whole thing. You could actually throw an event there. I had some ideas as I was kind of walking through that little pool area right there. It's like, man, you could really throw a party up there. But I thought that the hotel was great. We stayed 3 nights. It was a good price at the time, but I will leave the website and the information in the description, but I definitely recommend the hotel. Quick note, the hotel has a partnership with a place called Esteban's Place, which is located on the beach, which they do rentals of layout beds and umbrellas and just various little things like that if you're hanging out at the beach. The good thing with that is that they offer a discount in terms of the layout bed rental. So you don't actually pay for the layout bed because you're a guest at the hotel. The only thing you pay for is the umbrella rental. So that's the good thing. You actually save some money. So instead of paying maybe like $15 for 2 beds and the umbrella, I think they save you some money. I think you only pay like $5 if I'm not mistaken. But that's the good thing. I mean, it's an area at the beach where if you get there early, obviously, depending on what's available, it's first come, first serve. But that's something that I like. They also have like bicycle rental, not bicycle rental, but they actually lend you a bicycle if you wanted to take a ride, through the strip or anything like that, or through the beach. So that's another perk that the hotel offers. So I thought that that was pretty cool, pretty positive. So I definitely, that's why I would recommend the hotel as far as the perks and everything that is given to you. So let's get into the places we were fortunate to get in to dine. I'm going to name you three of them. Two of them for sure are a must in Miami because obviously those places are not in Los Angeles. So the first one is the Versace Mansion. So I have had dinner there as well as lunch. I prefer lunch. We went on a Sunday afternoon, so we had a reservation like at midday, like at 12. So that is the place. I like it during the day. The lighting is good, the vibe is great, and sometimes they got some lunch specials there, so definitely take advantage of that. Reservation is a must. You want to do it within time because there's so much high demand. Just the nostalgia of just walking into the mansion. They got a bar, like two bars. They got right in front of you as you walk in, and then the one as you turn to the left, there's just a small little room where there's a bar there, and just the view of the grotto is beautiful. Like if you could actually stay there because it's a hotel as well, and you're allowed to actually swim inside that pool area, the grotto, that early in the morning, like at 7 in the morning before the restaurant opens, I heard. But it's just a sight to see. Everybody takes pictures right in front of that pool area. So I would recommend during the day as opposed to night, even though nighttime it is good, but I prefer during the day. My wife had the Caesar salad, I had the shrimp, and then followed by the ravioli for me. And she had the spaghetti pomodoro. That is like her favorite Italian dish. Just give me her spaghetti with just sauce, no basil, no other things. And for dessert, we had the ice cream, and it was great. So I definitely recommend that. The second place we went to was STK for dinner on a Sunday night. So STK is one of the best steak places you can go to. I like the steak place. I wouldn't say one of the best, but there are probably other steak places that are probably better. Who knows? It all's up to you. But as far as for us, there is an STK in LA. What I like is they have this deal for $75 a person where you get a three-course meal and included either a bottle of red wine or champagne. So we took advantage of that deal and we went there. Our server Jose was awesome. I mean, he attended us well. We also had the Caesar salad there. My wife had the Caesar salad. I had the shrimp cocktail, followed by a New York steak, and she had the petite filet. And then we ended the night with a bag of donuts, and she had the cheesecake. So that was pretty awesome. Took advantage of that deal. I really like STK when I'm here. I really prefer Boa or Mastro's in comparison, but STK doesn't fall too far from those. So I would recommend something like that if you're looking for a nice steak place. There's probably others in Miami, but I'm recommending this one at the moment. And the last one, which lived up to all the hype, Italian. The place is amazing. That is called Carbone. Now, Carbone originated in New York, and it's so difficult to get into the one in New York, and we missed an opportunity while we were in New York to get in. But the one in Miami, we managed to get a reservation at 5 o'clock because it is extremely difficult to get in this place. So if you get a 7 and 8 o'clock reservation, you got to do that within time. Trust me, it is very difficult to get a reservation there. If you ever get a chance to do it, honor that reservation, even if it's as early as 5 o'clock, and our reservation was 5 o'clock. So we decided to have early dinner on that Monday on our last night. And just the vibe in that place is great. We also had a Caesar salad there, but they make it like right in front of you. So that was pretty cool. So we experienced all that. And then I followed with the lobster ravioli and she had the rigatoni. And then for dessert, we get to choose our dessert where they come out with various cakes where, you get to choose which one. And we chose like this chocolate hazelnut cake, which was, oh my God, with the vanilla ice cream, it is to die for. So definitely, if you're ever in New York, but especially in Miami, because there's not one in Los Angeles, there is one in Vegas. Carbone, trust me, it's totally worth it. But you have to get a reservation early because it's very difficult to get in. So I'd recommend those three for sure. So let's talk about nightlife now. one of the things that you go to Miami for, and a lot of people love to go as opposed to LA. People love LA, but it's not how it used to be. Is the nightlife? Nightlife in Miami is, in my opinion, the best in the country because there's just so much stuff to do. Yeah, you could go to Vegas too, but when you party in Miami, it's like a vibe. It's like a different thing. I don't know what it is. I can't really explain it, but if you choose to go out in the nightlife, besides dining, people have dinner first and then they go out. I mean, the clubs, stay late to like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., stuff like that. You can go to like places like Space and 11, which are right next to each other. But we ended up going to like Club Amore, Black Rabbit in the Windward district, in that art district called Windward. And that was pretty cool. I mean, it's just everywhere. There's just clubs everywhere. There's Club Mad that's down the street. But we ended up attending Club Amore, and then we ended up walking towards where Mad was. But there's a small place right next to it called Amore Amore, and that was also, it's just like small little place. They had like karaoke, and it was kind of themed, and it was pretty awesome. Like the menu is in like this like magazine, like those gossip magazines, and they basically have like the all your drinks laid out right there in one of those magazines. It's just great. It's a good, nice little theme there. But obviously there's various places where you can go to go club. Windward is like a big spot. There's a bunch of stuff there. Obviously people go to the Strip. You can have a drink there, or you can go to Space or 11. Those are pretty happening places also. The Fountain Blue, they got a club down there. That's a little further away. But like I said, there's just various options if you want to party or you want to have a drink and stuff like that. There's various options. I don't know if there's any rooftop stuff there. That's the only thing that I didn't get a chance to experience is rooftop bars or just like places like that where I probably would have enjoyed ourselves there. But the next time I definitely would do that. So I would recommend places that I mentioned, as well as you could do your own research as well. But definitely check out some rooftop bars. You could do your research there. We did not get a chance to experience that. But the next time when we come back, I definitely will. So definitely be a lookout for that. All right, let's get into a couple things you could do, let's say during the day. One of the things that I like to do is to go to the beach. So we got to experience South Beach. The good thing about that, as opposed to like on this side of the country, the water is at least blue. It's refreshing. It's not as cold as it is the beaches over here, or it's not so blue and it's freezing cold and it's very wavy. But over there in South Beach, yes, some of the waters can be wavy. It's actually more calm in northern Miami because we've tried that before. And like I explained in the video, if you ever see the video, I had this experience where I thought I saw a jellyfish and I rushed out because I didn't want to get stung. Because I heard if you get stung by a jellyfish, it's like really painful and very stinging and burning. So I didn't want to experience none of that. I didn't want that smoke. So, but if you go to the beach, the good thing, like I mentioned earlier in this video, is the relationship between the hotel and Esteban's place, where you can have an area where you can book, two layout beds and an umbrella, first come, first serve, obviously for a small price. But because you're a guest at the hotel, you get a discount, or you get off, for example, on the two layout beds. You don't have to pay for it. You just pay for the umbrella. So definitely I recommend that. Experience that if you want to just chill, relax. We did that on a Monday during the day on our last day. So if you want to relax at the beach, read a book like most people do, it's nice and quiet. You can hear the ocean. I definitely would recommend that. And also just hanging out at the pool, at the rooftop pool, was another great thing to do while you're at the hotel. So if you didn't want to leave the hotel, you could just hang out at the rooftop pool looking over the city. And that's also a great experience too. But I would recommend those two things just because we only spent like 3 nights there. Those were the two main things that we did, just outside of all the noise and all that stuff. And you get some R&R. So I definitely would recommend that. Overall, I love the trip. What can you say? It's Miami, when you go during a certain time, around that time where we went in April, obviously in the summer a lot of people go, but it gets really really hot and humid and muggy. So my recommendation, if you like to enjoy Miami, maybe after the spring break, of course, just get all those spring breakers out of there, because I'm just too old for that. I'm in my mid 40s and I can't party like that like I used to maybe 20 years ago. But overall, Miami was great. There's just many things to do there, and just the hotel stay was awesome. And it was just a great experience, just for 3 nights. Really quickly, I got to do many things there. Like I said, I mentioned that we dined in various places that we hardly get to go to, and we got to go to the beach, for example. We got to do nightlife. But I mean, from the moment that we stayed in the hotel experience, by the way, the reason I like the Upsun is just they do the little things. And one of the little things that they did, besides obviously offer you champagne when you walk in and you check in, is that when you go to your room, they leave you this card. And I'll show you that right there, this card right here. And it reads, "Thank you for choosing to stay with us at the Upsun Hotel. We look forward to make your stay a memorable one. Regards, the front desk." So that's pretty cool. So I'm really glad that they decided to do that. They don't have to do those things, but they did. So that's one of the courtesy things that they do. So I thought that everything that came with it, they offer like a balcony, like the rooftop pool, the obviously the partnership with Esteban's place when you go to the beach, and the great location, in terms of walking distance to the beach, and to get various things. I thought that that was huge for me. So I mean, I got to sleep comfortably there. And the one thing that I also forgot to mention, very important, that if you ever get a chance to attend a sporting event, whether FC Miami or the Miami Heat during the basketball season, or a Florida Marlins game, I got to attend a Miami Heat game versus the 76ers a week before the season ended. And I got the tickets at the last minute, and it was a great experience. I mean, the vibe is also cool there. The one thing I didn't like, and that got me very upset, was the policy, the bag policy. They wanted a certain size. They make you like put it in a locker, and they charge you $15 to put it in the locker. So they didn't allow certain things. And then I was holding like my other like portable camera with me. They didn't allow that thing to get in. So they're very strict when they have their policies as far as bringing things into the arena in terms of bags and certain sizes and stuff like that. So we came late to the game, but in going there, we got some good seats. I got some seats through the app Game Time. So at the last minute, when the prices go down, we ended up getting really good seats. It was a good view. But what I didn't know is that I ended up getting seats right next to the TV personality, Dan Levitard's father, Gonzalo Levitard, which was so cool because I didn't even notice as he let me through to my seat. And then when I got up to use the restroom, I made eye contact with him and I noticed it was him. And I was like, oh, shoot, Gonzalo Levitard? I was like, man. So I wouldn't say I was starstruck, but it was pretty cool because if you had watched the ESPN show with him and Dan Levitard, the reporter from Miami, now he's got his own media company and stuff like that. Like, he was hilarious on that show. And so he's now retired, just enjoying life. Probably got season tickets right there. So I got to take a picture with him, and that was pretty cool. I mean, he's awesome. Him and his wife are hilarious. His wife is so nice. So, I mean, that was pretty cool that I got to run into him because, you rarely see him on TV. But when he's on TV, he's hilarious, though. Huge Miami, obviously local. Everybody knows him and stuff like that around Miami. So that was pretty cool. But in closing, like I said, I would recommend Miami. Do it. No, there is no wrong time to go, but if you want to beat that humidity, that intense heat, try to go like in the springtime is usually the best, away from the rainy season, of course, and away from the spring break, time, which is like at mid-March, like all through March, or kind of that late February. But in closing, like I said, do it. If you guys can like and subscribe to the video, please. We are trying to get 1,000 subscribers so we could reach that first goal and getting monetized and all this other, making these experiences and informative and entertaining videos for you, so that way we could hopefully get you to be encouraged to want to take a trip anywhere. And it doesn't have to be international. It could be anywhere like in the United States. So, but please, if you could do that for me, and also, you know, mention it to other people so they can support as well. And I am going to leave you with a video. If you didn't see the video of our Miami trip, I will leave it in the description, and I will leave it at the end of this video, so that way you could click on it so you could experience the video. But without further ado, safe travels.